Hi, Stitchers. This is Stitching Connect to Connect Annie. Let's try to get the words out. On a beautiful sunny day, warm but very windy here. We're getting a lot of wind, and it's there's a fire danger alert out because we're so dry here. We are finally getting some much needed snow and let's try again. Precipitation in the mountains, which we need so badly because our water table, I think that's what you call it, our snowpack in the mountains is so low. It's like the lowest it's been since they started recording that, that measurement. So, yeah, we're hoping for some good snow in the mountains. But, there's nothing we can do other than just be mindful of global warming. But everything is good here. I'm going to give you a recap of the retreat I went to last weekend in Colorado Springs. It was put on by SGR, which is Sampler Guild of the Rockies. I think it's the Rockies. I'm not sure. It might be Sampler Guild of the Rocky Mountains. I'm not sure about that. But it's SGR is what they're. And I joined them about a month and a half ago because I knew about this retreat coming up. It was fabulous. So again, not stitching yet, making a lot of progress. Graduated out of my splint. No more of this. Just wrapping it like when I go out, wrapping it so I'm not feeling like pressure on my palm. It still hurts to put pressure on my palm. So, but I'm driving, which is really good news. And everything is going really well with that. We went swimming for the first time since my surgery. Yesterday at a rec center, my husband and I went swimming, which was so wonderful. I find swimming so relaxing, but have not stitched. I was telling the organizers and people that ran the retreat last weekend, this is the best non-stitching retreat I've ever been to. So, because I didn't stitch. My hand wears out pretty quickly, and if I do too much, then it's really painful, and I can't do my exercises and blah, blah, blah. So it's coming. It's happening. It's going to be happening. I keep thinking maybe today's the day, and we'll see how it feels after I haul everything out here and show you. I may do some stitching today, but I can do this, which is like pretty good. Like I couldn't do that before my surgery. So I've got this one finger that's a little bit tough to get down to my palm, but this one is all the way down to my palm, which is the other finger he operated on. So, stitches have healed. Palm is still healing. I still have some swelling. Enough about that. I'm here to share about the retreat, and I'm going to put this up on Facebook and the Facebook group from the retreat that I was at, and share that I'm doing this. So let's see how this goes. But so I'll start out with one piece I don't have with me, but it's really cool. And so we all have, well, we don't all, but a lot of us, especially when we go to retreats, we have these lights that you have to recharge, but they sit before I had it in like a keyboard case. It was kind of big and bulky and everything. And the gal that made these, which I absolutely love this fabric, I had to get a couple. They're just little a notion bag and a thread, like, put your extra threads in here. Also made a case. See, it's still hard for me to push. Made a case for those lights or any kind of table lamp. I know there's other brands, but Day Glow, I think it's called, or something like that. Anyway, it's a long one, and it's like, if you look at it, it's like this, probably this tall. I think it's about this tall. So the light folds down and it fits in there, and then it has 2 snaps on the top. So it's like an envelope, where it snaps over and then it snaps. So mine's down in my suitcase that I haven't put away yet. I've unpacked, but I haven't put the suitcase away yet. And I got one of those out of this fabric, and then these 2. So that was fun. I didn't get any project bags. The maker, oh my goodness, she had so many items. The maker of all of these, was she local? I'm not sure. I think she had to be local because she brought so much. And I think I got her card. So she makes great project bags too, but I didn't get a project bag. I decided to go for that or that light storage thing. One of the joys of the retreat was meeting Janine, which I will probably put at the beginning of my video. Okay, and she signed my pattern. Look at this. Says, to Annie and Sierra, Sierra's my black cat, happy stitching, hugs, and she signed it. So I met Janine McGowan, if you don't know her, the blue flower. And this is one of my favorite stitches. I've done like this corner, but I'm so excited because it has a cat. I think I'm going to make her have kind of grayish blonde hair like I have. And it's called Night Walks Down. It's one of my favorite of her charts. So I got that signed. We also got from our, I think it was a table gift, because I think it was from one of the gals at my table, this really beautiful embossed notebook and pen. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And just has lines. So one of my table mates that sat next to me, her name is Kim Hollifield, and she does finishing. And I could see some of her work because she brought a lot of it, a lot of examples with her. And she does finishing, and so she lives in Texas, but I've been looking for somebody to do finishing because I need so many things finished, just small things. She doesn't do framing or anything like that, but she does flat folds, and she does, what are other things that you can do? Like drums and lots of different things that I'm very excited to be able to connect with her and see what her, how she does her process and how I can fit into it so that I can get some things finished, which would be amazing. So stay tuned for my connection with Kim, because that was a very valuable connection at the retreat for me. So I'll show you some charts that I bought. So a gal, I can't remember her name right now, and I sat with her at a couple of meals, and I was just chatting with her when I was checking out. She brought her basically a lot of her shop, and she has a brick and mortar up in Greeley, Colorado. Do I remember the name of it? I don't. I apologize. I think her name was Sherry. No, it wasn't Sherry, because that's the other gal's name. I can't remember. I'll put it down in my notes if I can reconnect with that in my head. Anyway, she brought a shop with a whole lot of merchandise, fabric, and although she didn't have a lot of Aida, I didn't buy Aida, but she had beautiful linens, and she had everything you need as a stitcher. And so I picked up a whole lot of charts. So I picked up some charts that I liked. This is called Christmas Kitty. It's a Teresa Kogut. I've seen it around. What is the, does it have doesn't have a, when it came out. I don't see it anyway. But I've seen it around, and I don't know that I've ever seen it stitched. Well, it must have come out in 25 because there's 25 on it. So it probably came out last year, maybe at market. I don't know. But I thought it was super cute. Christmas kitty. I may make her black because my kitty cat's black. And she'd look fabulous as a black kitty, I think. But I really want to stitch this. That was an impulse buy for sure. This is going to be glary. Not too bad. I'm going to tip it so you can see it. This was stitched and shown just like this in this frame. It's a Carriage House Samplings beautiful chart. It's called Nature's Peace. It has rams and elk and bears, a little bear up a tree, and I thought it was beautiful. Mountains. It fits my, fits my aesthetic and my choices. So I love that one. Then this is one I'd never seen, or had maybe seen and thought about, but I didn't pull the trigger on it. And it's called Land That I Love, and it's a Biscornu book. Biscornu, I'm sorry. I don't know where my words are today. Biscornu book, and it's all kinds of patriotic themed designs. So let me show you a couple of them. So this sampler, this sampler is what inspired it, and I don't know if this sampler is available. It probably is. So she pulled a lot of the designs from this sampler. The sampler is not in the book. Yeah, the Biscornu in this book were inspired by my Land That I Love sampler, released in June of 2020. So that sampler is available. I really like that sampler. I might have to think about maybe doing that for my patriotic, for 2026 patriotic sampler. But we'll see. But I may just do the Biscornus because they're so beautiful. Look at that strawberry one. And look at this. Isn't that cool? The colors are so lovely. One's called Blue House. One's called Strawberries. Then there's this one. That's another. Oh, those are just pictures. She has amazing pictures. She does amazing pictures. So, Red House and Vine and Prim Flags. And you know, I was thinking, if you didn't want to do the opposite side that it shows and you want to put a different one on the other side, you could do that with Biscornus. You can mix and match. That one's a beautiful one. That one's called, what is that called? Oh, okay. Ignore me for a moment. I'm not sure what, this one I love. I'm not sure if that's a combination, like I was just talking. Not sure. Topiary tree. That one's called Topiary Trees. Be careful I don't show you the charts. Anyway, it's a beautiful book. Then this is called Quilt Block. That one's Quilt Block. There's Topiaries. And that one I don't have a name for yet, but it's beautiful. It is called Land That I Love Biscornu Flags. It's flags. But as I said, you could easily mix and match. Blue flower border. That's beautiful too. And that one. That last one is called Berry Bowls. So this is berry bowls. You can see the berry bowls on that. So these are all taken from that sampler. What is that one called? Did I see that yet? Is that one? Oh, no, I hadn't seen that one. Okay, there's berry bowls, and there's medallion corners. Again. And there's a stack of them. Look at that. So I don't know if you like Biscornus, but I do. I have one. I've shown it many times. Do I have it handy? Just see real quick here. I might have it handy. I might not. I always take it with me to my retreats because it's so beautiful and I like to share it. I don't think I have it handy. Must be in my other stack or my other bag. Anyway, it's beautiful, and I got it as a smalls exchange when I went to Stitch North 2 years ago. Not last year, the year before. And I'm going again in May for my birthday. I'm excited to go to Stitch North. So, beautiful. If you're looking for something smaller than a big thing for 1776 2026 celebration, check this out. It's a great little book. Okay. Did I buy? I did buy some more. I've got such a stack here. This was, so the ladies, gals that did this retreat had a lot of designers reach out when they heard what they were doing. It was called the Royal Retreat. So it had a lot of connections to crowns and royalty. And as you'll see, some of the designers that, the main designers that supplied us with lovely charts and all the floss and all the finishing and all of that stuff. They focused on the royal part of it, like I said, crowns or royalty or some kind of sampler. I think I said in my last video that samplers are not my first choice of stitching, but I enjoy them, and I certainly enjoy the creativity and the beautiful artistry to do them that it takes. Oh my gosh. Cheryl, who I met, who's at my table, who lives in Highlands Ranch. She lives less than 2 miles away from me, I think, which was delightful to meet her because it's always fun to find a stitcher that's close to you, because then you can get together and stitch, or you can, plan to go to retreats together or whatever. And Cheryl was stitching, I won't remember the name of it. I think it might come to me as I go, but she finished it. She finished all she had. It's huge. It's that one with the big representation of the Philadelphia building, and then it's gorgeous. And I can't even think of the designer right now, but it's huge and it was beautiful. And she had to do the back stitching, and that gal sat there and did back stitching the whole retreat while we were there, cheering her on, and she finished it. And I didn't take a picture of it, and I'm not sure it's on my Facebook that I can look at it, but maybe in the future I'll share that finish with you. It was beautiful, so beautiful. So that was fun to meet her because, like I said, she's almost a neighbor. I was saying that a lot of the designers that knew about the retreat, that it was going to be a royal retreat, reached out to the leaders and gals that were running the retreat and said, how can we participate? We would like to design something or give you something or whatever. And one was Samplers Not Forgotten. And so they did this for the Sampler Guild of the Rockies, as it says. And it's a beautiful floral. I don't know for sure if those are I don't know what they are. They could be, They're not like that. They might be lilacs. I am not a flower person. I don't know my flowers, but it's beautiful. And we got all the floss, the finishing fabric, the fabric to do it on. I will say most everything, I think everything that was supplied to us in our goodie bag and our gifts and all of that was linen. So I won't be stitching on linen. I'm not a linen stitcher. I haven't gone over that to that side of things yet, but I have friends who love linen, and particularly friends that I meet at let me see what's in this little bag. Oh, I know what it is. It's sachet. It's lavender. Duh. This is lavender. And there's this is a bag, a sachet bag of lavender. It has beads, lavender, the finishing, the ribbon to finish it, the floss, and like I said, linen, the fabric, which will go to my friends at camp in August when I go to Black Needle Society camp. My gals there stitch on linen. I may take some of my linen to Stitch North also. I think some of the gals at the table stitch on linen. And I like to offer it to my friends before I, put it on a table or something for a free giveaway. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's just not my thing. And then Janine McCowan, Blue Flower, designed this columbine for us. I probably shouldn't be showing the chart, but I'm going to. It's beautiful. And then four-field sampler, the Sampler Guild of the Rockies Vinyl Needlework Press, adapted a little chart too, which I won't show you that one because that's a full chart. But so to get all these goodies out here. As I said, Janine McGowan from the Blue Flower was there, and she designed, and I was so sorry to hear about her puppy that passed. I guess it passed the week before she came, and I just didn't know, and she seemed in good spirits and all, and she was just so gracious and to take time with me to talk about my stitching and let me fangirl on her. But she was delightful. So all that to say, if you are watching, Janine, I'm sorry about your puppy, and I know you love your dogs, and it was your little, I think it was a dachshund. It was a little one. It was such a little dog compared to her greyhounds, which are huge dogs. But I know that the puppy was, and I can't remember his name right now. He was dear to her heart. So she was dear to her heart. So anyway, love goes out to anybody who loses a pet or has to deal with a ill pet or any kind of thing like that, because it's so hard. My hand's starting to hurt already. We'll press on. It's just because I'm using it so much, which is what I need to do, and it's good. It just hurts. She designed this for us. It's a Stitcher's Crown drum. And this is how it wraps around the drum. That's the... Sorry, my face is in your face. I don't need to do that. I can show it close. Designed for SGR, Sampler Guild of the Rockies, or as I like to call it, sugar. I love part of my favorite thing about it is I love these, I think they're called sewing birds. And what they are is they're like a clamp, and it's like a third hand where you clamp it. I think, pretty sure that's what they are. I've never had one, but I think they're really cool. And I've always wanted to get an antique one to just have at my sewing area because I think they're really cool. I might have to look into that. Gift myself that for Christmas or birthday one year. Maybe for my 75th birthday, which is why I'm going to, well, not why, but coincides with going to Stitch North. Anyway, I think those are super cool. They have the stork scissors. The only thing I don't care for, and I love this, the only thing that's not my first choice is it has bees on it. And I may change those to butterflies. It's easy to change bees to butterflies, I've found. Or even dragonflies. Because I don't have I have a hate relationship with bees. But that's another story for another time. Anyway, the finishing materials came with it for the drum. We were teasing Kim at our table because the finisher that I discovered. I said, well, there might be a lot of drums coming your way, Kim. I can finish easy things, small things. I just can't do the stuffing and the stretching and all the manipulation it takes to do a finishing project, usually. Unless my hand heals like amazingly well and it's back to normal. But I'm only 8 weeks out from my surgery. 9 weeks, maybe. 8 weeks this week, because I had it December 16th. And so it has a ways to go yet. Has a ways to go. But it's so much better. And I've worked so hard on my PT. So love this. Love this. I love the scissors on this. I love her little medallions or pennies. Is that what you call them? I don't know what you call them. Or flowers. Just not crazy about the bees. So that we got. Let's see what fabric. All DMCs. I think it was this. So this linen, and then all these DMCs for that project. I'll tell you, we're very, very gracious with all of it. Crown of Wisdom. So this was Plum Street Samplers. Designed this for our retreat, I believe. I believe it was designed for our retreat. Again, crowns. What is that? Oh, it's a girl. It's a girl here. A dog with a crown on it, or a kitty with a crown on it. A bird cage, looks like. I can't tell what's in it. Not sure. The words say, the Lord in his grace offers wisdom to me. Place its crown on my head, Lord, I ask this of thee. I'm not a big Bible verse or religious saying person on my cross stitch. So I may either leave that out and fill it in with another, like a song or something like that, or just fill it in with other things. And that house is huge house. And we got, again, all the threads, and they're classic colorwork threads and Weeks Dye Works. So we got all the threads, and then we got, is it this one? Does it have DMC also? Yes, it has DMC also. And the DMC and this piece of linen, which is, again, gorgeous linen. I mean, the linen is beautiful that they gave us. It just makes my eyes hurt and it makes my tummy hurt to think about stitching on linen, even though it's so beautiful. Then the big one we got, I mean, she is a big one, is this one. And where's our threads for that one? Yeah, we did get threads. This linen is gorgeous. And I know we got our threads for this. I'm not sure where they are. I'm not sure where those threads went. They must be in another bag. Oh no, here they are. Hello. Okay. So this was Needlework Press. Can I remember her name? Maine needlework press gal. Can I remember her name? I can't. I apologize. Oh, Vicky. I think her name is Vicky. It's Vicky and Megan, and I think Vicky was the one that was at the retreat. She either designed or released to us a reproduction. It's called 1824 4-field sampler, and it's a big one. But it's so beautiful. And then as we, again, it says, what does it say on it? Can I read it? Yes. Lots of words. I'd carve thy passion on the bark, and every wounded tree shall droop and bear some mystic mark that Jesus died for me. The swains shall wonder when they read, inscribed on all the grove, that heavens itself came down and bled to win a mortal's love. Again, not crazy about the words. I know they mean a lot to a lot of people. This is the original, so she did a reproduction of that original, and she, I think she gave us like an hour and a half presentation with slides and everything on this sampler and other samplers that she's done. She was an amazing speaker, and she was very educational about all of this. And then at my table, we were talking about, especially the gal, Andrea or Angela, I can't remember, hi if you're watching, that I met in the lobby and then invited to sit with me. And she was just a delightful gal. And she lives in Conifer, which is up against the mountains. So it's probably half an hour, 45 minutes from me. But it was great to get to meet her. And she came up with the idea of putting this over here and this over here. So not having to do this part. Not sure what she was thinking about a border, but it would make it one long one, and it would still be 4 fields because it's the fields that are the different fields. Look at that. That one's amazing. Or you could go and just take this part out and this part out. This is actually a church, and the steeple has a ship on it. And that is a theme throughout a lot of samplers in that time period of 1824 to 1850, I guess, where they charted ships on the top of steeples of churches. So this is like a courtyard with a gate, and the animals are also very very similar to other reproduction samplers that she has done, and she showed that to us, that this is probably several members of a family, several I'm reasonably sure they're girls of a family that was finishing, or, stitching samplers at that age. Does it say who they thought it was by? No. I don't think she put that. I should have taken more notes because she was fascinating. So here's also a show of it. Was it Roberts? No, it wasn't Smith. The initials on it are A-Smith 1820 or A-S 1824. And like I said, I wish I had taken some notes on this because it was very meaningful how she talked about it. And so that was fun. And we got, oh my goodness, this has to be a half yard. This one's a big one. This one is really big. This is 399 width by 257 height. It is totally likely that I won't ever do that but I could take one. I love this one. I love this one, especially because of the fields. I could do those as smalls or something, you know, smaller. So she is big, and I think we got a half yard. It is, oh, the color. Oh, the color is so amazing. I have to tell you, I don't know who did the linen. Do I have an idea of who did the linen? See, these are things I should have written down. It calls for, it doesn't even have what it calls for. So when I go to a guild meeting, which I plan to do, especially if Cheryl goes, we can go together, and I think we'll go in March. I'm going to pull them aside and ask who did the linen, because if and when I do give it to somebody or keep it for myself and decide I'm going to stitch on linen, I don't even know. Wow, I can't believe it doesn't. I think it's 32 count, because I did ask for the lower count of linen when they asked what kind of linen I want. So I think it's 32 count, but it's a beautiful linen. Oh my gosh. And, okay, and this is to die for. We got all Classic Colorworks threads for it. Look at that. They're beautiful. Do I have those in my stash? A lot of them I do. But oh my goodness, the color palette of this is just gorgeous. So yeah, that was a big one. That was just yummy. I mean, even though I couldn't stitch, like I was telling the gals at my table and gals that I met throughout the weekend, even though I couldn't stitch, I was enjoying, oh, just the, there's something about a stitching retreat where you just enjoy the people and you enjoy all the creativity and all the beauty and all the craftsmanship that goes on at a retreat, where it's like, oh, just soak it up. And I needed that so much, because I had, you know, last week was the first week that I've drove, whatever wording it's supposed to be. So I had been pretty housebound. I mean, I went to DC for Christmas, but that was like 2 months ago, almost. And I had not hardly been out of the house. So I needed this so much. I was just so glad I could go. And it was lovely. And they included in your retreat fee and the hotel, which was an old hotel that's in downtown Colorado Springs that I'd always seen but never stayed at. And we lived in Colorado Springs for 5 years, I think. They provided all our meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It started 3 o'clock on Friday. So we had dinner Friday night, all the meals on Saturday, and then breakfast on Sunday, which I thought was pretty amazing, So, and I didn't have to fly, so I didn't have to pay that cost. The fee for the retreat was a little spendy, but again, balance out with no flying and no meals. And then I only had to spend 2 nights at the hotel. Usually I'll spend 3 or 4, one night before, one night after, if I'm traveling a long distance. So all in all, the cost factor was not, plus, like, I would have given my firstborn to meet Janine McGowan. It was amazing. So the other fun thing that we got as a retreat piece was, did she design this for? Yeah, she did. It was, it's called a Royal Round. It's too cute, and I've got to stitch it. So it's called A Royal Round, Sampler Guild of the Rockies by JBW Designs. Look at that. We got 2 weeks Dye Works threads. Again, a piece of linen, white linen, which I definitely will do this on 14 count, hopefully. Where is the, oh, starts in here. This is, it calls for, again, I don't know what it calls for. Oh my word. I have to figure out how to make it to fit on this, because look at what we got with it. We got that with it. It's there. It's really pretty. It's like a plastic, but it's so pretty. So royal. And these floss, which are Weeks Dye Works. And it's I think it's called, she says it's a large crown project board by Willoughby Ann. I may have to check into that and see if they have other project boards, because that is amazing. Oh, here it is. It's 28 count linen, antique white for over one model on the cover. Alternate linen, 36 count antique white, Edinburgh, stitched over 2 threads. So I could do 18 count and it would fit on this. And that's a piece that would be so fun and stitch up so quickly. That might be something that it would be easy to put in a hoop or a small piece of, or a small Q-snap. Could manage it pretty well. I might try to stitch that up and mount that, because oh my goodness, it's so pretty. It's just pretty. It's the only word I can use for it. It's pretty. So that was another project that we got. Fully kitted, fully finished, available. And then again, another I can't, well, I'll just show you this really quick because I don't have a picture of it. From the work basket, and we got Belle Soie silk thread for it, and it's called Take Heart, and it's by the work basket, Candy Scott. And again, she reached out and said, what can I do? What can I, how can I be part of your retreat? And so we all got that, which was like amazing. Is that everything we got? I think so. And then I bought a couple more things I'll show you, because I just wanted them. So I got 2 more blue flowers, because yes, I love blue flowers. This is one I've kind of wanted and I just haven't pulled the trigger on. And I think she designed this back in, I know she designed it for a retreat. For Acorns and Threads, I believe. Yeah. So this one's fairly big. It's 197 wide by 143 high. But again, animals. It's called Forest Home. And it's dedicated to Oregon, and I was born in Oregon, so Oregon's my birth state. I lived there not very long in my infancy, but then I did live there for 3 years as an adult. So a beaver, not sure what kind of bird that is, a deer, a chipmunk, it looks like a chipmunk. What is that? Some of these things I can't tell you for sure what they are. There's an owl and a butterfly, and then this beautiful river here, a tree, probably a depiction of Mount Hood, and flowers, and I mean, Janine she can design nature and animals and things like that, hands down the best. Then I got this one, and is a big one. And does that take all DMC? Oh, there's some Weeks Dye Works, some Classic Color Works, but I probably have most of those in my stash. Mostly, most of these I have in my the floss I have in my stash, so it's not going to be expense that way. This one is called Mogi Manor, and this was inspired by their cat Mogi. And the bottom band of the piece is ready for your own personalization. The text excerpt comes from the poem In June by Matilda Hughes. What is the text? It says, a quiet hour beneath the trees, a little whispering, lazy breeze, a perfect sky. Now see, that kind of sentiment and that kind of wording, I would definitely put on it. This one again, let me show it to you, sorry. This one again is, you could take motifs from this and do little smalls. You could pick and choose, or you could do the whole thing. It is big. It is 191 wide and 223 high, but it's lovely. I even love the house, and I'm not a big house person to stitch a house, but I would like to start this, and I think I have. This calls for 40 count cocoa powder from Extrude Design, but I could easily do it on 18 count, and it would be close to that size. I don't know what that translates to inches, but it's a big piece. But again, the birds, the animals, all the little flowers, the house, everything. I love this one, and I've seen it around for a while. I'm not going to look up right now, but I know it's been out for like 2 or 3 years. And then this was a surprise because I like houses, but I find them hard to get stitched because they're so ginormous or so much stitching in them. But this grabbed me, and I've been wanting to do one of the Moon series by Paulette Stewart from Plum Street Samplers. So I got this one, and this is called Autumn Moon. And look at that house. I need to get my face in your face. Look at that house. That is so beautiful. Paulette does, and I love the bunny jumping over through the moon. I don't know how she picked a bunny jumping through, but all her moon, like she has a spring, autumn, summer, and winter, I think. I need to look those up. They all have the bunny jumping through the moon. So that's the theme, and adds to the theme, and I just love that pattern. I would really like to stitch that, so we'll see. Eyes are bigger than my stomach, I know. Eyes are bigger than my ability to stitch. But I have some beautiful, beautiful things to remember that weekend. And then I couldn't go without getting a Mill Hill bead pattern, which is a buttons and beads, and it's an autumn series. And what year is it? I don't know. 2022. But I hadn't seen this one. And I like it a lot. Since I just finished my other Mill Hill Halloween one, I thought, why not? Why not? It's full coverage, which is fine. It's on black perforated paper. And now that I have my magic sticks to everything. My magic holder. This is that holder I got for my Mill Hills. It'll be fun to stitch. I think that will fit. Ooh, it might be too small. No, it'll fit. It's perfect. It'll definitely fit in that to be able to do that. I'm still working on my Santa, which is Jim Shore, which is the last thing I've stitched on, which has been 3-4 weeks now. Longer than that, 6 weeks probably. A couple of weeks after I had my surgery, I sat and put in the stitches on this because I just had to. I wanted to stitch so bad. But with my then when I jumped into PT and all the things I have to do with PT, oh, there it is. That's something else I need to open. So I got some hand putty, which is what my therapist said I needed to get so I can reach around and bend on it. I thought maybe I'd get some slime, and I still might, because it's fun, and it's fun to manipulate, but she wants me to curve my hand over this hand putty and then push my fingers in, so I have to do that. Anyway, it's got all the threads, all the beads, and a button. They said the original button was called for wasn't available, but this is a just another button company button, and I think it's this bat down here, which it looks like that bat. So look at that bat right there. I had a bat that was in front of the moon on my other Halloween one, so I love that, and I love the colors. I love the spookiness of it. And traditionally, I buy, if it's available, I buy a Mill Hill when I go to a retreat. So fulfilled that need and opportunity. And then we just got a bunch of other little goodies that were here. What is that? Oh, I know what that is. Oh, I have to show you this. I think I got this from Kim. I got home and opened it, and it was in this beautiful little Valentine bag. And I need to ask Kim what's the significance, because it's all British. Look at that. Look at this. It's got, the telephone booth, and it looks like a trolley car of some type, and the British flag, and a crown, and Big Ben. That's what that is. I couldn't figure out what that was the other day. That's Big Ben, and the 2026, and it's like a charm for your bags. Can I put that? I might put that on my Notion bag, but it's heavy. It's really heavy. So I'm not sure I put it on I might put it on my scissors, because it would definitely hit the floor first, and that's what you want. You want something that if you drop your scissors, the tips are not gonna hit first, although I'm super cautious, and I put my Ginger scissors, which are my babies, I put the protective cover on them all the time when they're not being used. I love this. I want to put this somewhere where I see it all the time and I use it and enjoy it. And it was such a fun little extra goody that we got. Right now it's living in this little bag. And that was from Kim. We got some candies, which were fun. One was like, this is your emotional support candy for when you have to frog. I thought that was cute. It had Valentine's candies in it. So, wow. I talked for almost an hour. So, the big thing that's happening is Beatrice is coming in 9 days. Beatrice and her daddy are coming in 9 days, and I'm over the moon excited. We ordered her a car seat for her when she's here, and I borrowed a high chair, baby gates, pack and play. I'm going over to her friends to get some toys. I ordered her a couple of books, and I'm going to go to the library and get a few more board books because she loves books. She'll be here Wednesday night. They'll be here Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and go home Sunday. Lots of Beatrice time. I'm over the moon excited to see that baby girl. She's getting so big, and when I FaceTime with her, she's talking, and, I want her to be able to say at least Gammy by the time she leaves. It doesn't have to be a Grammy, which is what my older two grandkids have always called me. But, do I have a recent photo that I can share with you? Probably easily. So here's a picture of me and here's a picture of me and Janine, which was, oh my gosh, I have the same sweater on. Such a treat, such a treat. And then our table, me at the table, I'm right here. We're stitching away, or I'm organizing, other people are stitching. Where's a good picture of Beatrice? I'm not sure if I showed this to you last time or not. She doesn't want to get into her high chair without all her stuffies. So Grammy has quite a collection of stuffies for her to enjoy while she's here. I'm just so excited to see her. So that's like in a week. So next time I talk to you, she will have been here and gone. We may go to the mountains, depending on kind of where, you know, she's at. And yeah, so it's been an hour. I've rambled on, but I wanted to share all the goodies and the amazing time I had at Samplers Guild of the Rockies. And I will see you in a week or 2 weeks at least. Oh, I've been watching the Olympics too, which has been such a great distraction for me since I can't stitch, or I haven't pushed myself to stitch because I've been focusing on my exercises. But that's been fun. Have we won everything we wanted to win? No, but that's the Olympics. A lot of pressure goes on. So I'm watching this afternoon, I'm watching the women's short program, I think, in figure skating. And that's always, it's a fun thing. I watched pairs yesterday. So because I'm retired and home and I can watch in the afternoon, I watch all of it in the afternoon and then I do what I want to do in the evenings. So yeah, but so for a stitching person, keep stitching. This is Stitching to Connect Annie. Keep connecting, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.